welcome everyone to the first example in the flow log observability and troubleshooting series. We're going to look at how to identify deny flows. So flow logs can be used to identify allowed as well as denied flows. Flows are either allowed or denied by security policies. And flow logs are reported by both the source and the destination. It's important to keep this in mind. As you look at flow logs, the reporter field will indicate whether it was reported by a source or a destination. So every flow in the cluster is reported twice, first by the source and then by the destination. And the reason for this is a flow could be allowed by a source, but then denied at the destination. Okay, so the flow appears different, from the perspective of the source and the destination. That's why it's reported twice. And each log is enriched with policy evaluation decisions that can be used to determine the policy that denied a particular flow. Okay, so this is our first example. Let's next dive into the dashboard in Kibana and go through how you could use some filters in the dashboard to identify deny flows. Okay, so going back to the flow log dashboard, as we first look at the dashboard on the left side here, we can see that there are a few denied flows. Now I can hide the allowed flows to look at the rate at which flows are being denied in this cluster. Okay. And if I'm specifically interested in only the denied flows, I can write a query, and in this case it would be action equals deny, and that's going to then give me only the denied flows in all of my clusters. It appears that I only have denied flows in this case in the CC demo cluster. Okay. So as we look at these denied flows, it appears that we have certain flows coming inbound to these namespaces getting denied, as well as certain flows going outbound from these namespaces getting denied. Okay. So these two pie charts provide a volumetric representation of the traffic, getting denied. Let's say if I'm interested in identifying traffic getting denied to a particular namespace, as in traffic going to a namespace getting denied at the destination, I can hover over the namespaces here. So in this case, let's select the hipster shop namespace, and I can apply a filter for that namespace, and now I have the deny flows in the inbound direction for this namespace. So as you look at the flow logs, you're going to notice the reporter field here, and as you can see, these logs were reported by the destination. Okay. Now you can expand on the logs to retrieve further information, and in this case we can see that I had flows going to the front end workload from the monitoring workload in the monitoring namespace, and these flows were denied. Okay. All right, so if I remove the filter, I once again have a view with all the denied flows for this cluster. Let's say I'm interested in identifying the flows originating from the app1 namespace. I can select the app1 namespace and apply the filter. And we can now see the flows that originated from the app1 namespace and the flows that are being denied. So if you look at the reporter field now, we can see that these are reported by the source, and it appears that the app1 workload is sending traffic to core DNS in the queue system namespace on port 53 that is currently being denied. Okay. All right, so a couple of examples there to identify denied flows. Now, using the dashboard, I have, if I go further down, I have a summary of all flows that's currently being denied. And this is quite convenient because I've applied a filter to the dashboard, and it has given me an aggregated view of all the flows, a summarized view of all the flows that are currently getting denied. I can see that I have flows in the monitoring namespace that are being denied, and flows in the policy example app2 namespace, as well as in the app1 namespace and the policy example app1 namespace. This particular flow is a bit interesting because it appears that the source in this case is a public IP address. And this flow is going towards the hipster shop namespace, and it's targeting my front-end workload. Now, in this cluster, if a user is trying to target the front-end workload, they have to come through the ingress controller of not permitted access directly from public IP addresses. So this is somewhat of a suspicious flow that's currently being denied. And if I'm interested in identifying which IP address this was, I can hover over this and filter for any public source name aggregators. And if I go further down, I can see that the source IP that generated this flow is this particular IP address, and it was targeting my front-end workload on port 8080. Okay. So this is a potentially kind of suspicious IP, probably doing some kind of port scan, and it has targeted my front-end workload, and this flow was currently was denied, and it appears that we had a single occurrence at around 2:15 p.m. All right. So a few examples identifying denied flows using the flow log dashboard. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.